We're all extremely hard workers. We come in focused every day, ready to work and get better. We compete. Every scrimmage we had this summer, we competed extremely well with bigger schools, and we just have fun. It's a good group.
Knowing you were the starter last year at quarterback, how much more confidence does that give you, just knowing you pretty much know the system, like the back of your hand?
Yeah, exactly. Knowing it inside and out is a huge confidence booster. Never having any doubt in the field Friday nights. I know what I'm doing and how to lead this team and how to talk with the coaches, how we like to operate the offense.
Of course, you lose guys like Matt Somerset, Brady Beal, but who are some of the folks that you are really having some high hopes on, especially on the offensive side of the ball?
Colton Bullenbacher stepped in that role very well. He's our running back. He's a hard runner, hits the holes very quick. Isaac D., one of our slot guys, he runs very good routes. Wesley Somerset, he's a freshman coming in. He'll be a good receiver for us. And then Derek McCain's another young receiver who we'll have coming up.
You mentioned play some defense, too, with safety. Who are some guys on that side of the ball who you feel like are primed to have a big year for South Adams?
Once again, Colton, he plays strong safety for us. And then Connor Fear, Hayden Brown, some of our linebackers. Luke Bauman, Clayton Troush, Noah Hunley, Diesel Ziegler. We got plenty of depth at D-line. Burton Lefevre playing corner. He'll be a stud, too. So,
perfect. What a name. What a name in Connor Fear, too. Just looking at this team, what do you feel like is the biggest key to putting together a successful campaign this fall?
Being sharp and being prepared every Friday. I think being prepared is going to be huge for us. We're not always the biggest team on the field, obviously. But playing hard, playing fast, and just having no doubts.
I think our defense is playing really well. I think we're doing a good job flowing to the ball, knowing where it's going to go, preparing for the opponent we're going to face. I think we need to get better at staying on blocks on offense, and yeah.
For sure. As one of the guys mainly on the defensive side of the ball, what stands out about this unit, especially with you being one of the guys that's trying to shoulder the load for that group?
I think we do a good job of just knowing where it's going to be. So we flow to the ball well, we're getting off blocks pretty well, and we're fitting up, making tackles.
Aside from you, who do you feel like are some other guys on this defense that can really stand out for South Adams this fall?
I think this year Hayden Brown, he's going to do a good job of playing outside backer. Diesel Ziegler at nose tackle, and he's huge. He's going to be a big part of our defense this year. And probably Clayton Troush, he's really physical, and yeah.
Of course, the ACAC, always tough. You got your neighbors to the north to always deal with, but where do you feel like South Adams can fit in the mix this season?
I think we'll do a good job of just playing hard and playing for what we are. Like, we don't have a lot of size, but we have a lot of speed, so.
For sure. You take a look at this season, of course, starting on Friday. What do you feel like is going to be the biggest key to making sure you guys get off to a good start?
Just playing extremely hard, doing our jobs, knowing where to be, knowing where they're going to be, playing wherever they go.
I really love the senior class. I mean, they're not the biggest guys, they're not the fastest or the most talented group we've had, but they have an incredible work ethic. They get after it, they're coachable, and they're fun to be around. So these are guys that I've liked coaching for the last 4 years, and I'm excited that they're finally seniors this year. And Owen Wanner leads the way, obviously, for us, a 3-year starter at quarterback, 4,000 yards passing his career already. Special things he's going to do. We're expecting a big year from him.
Of course, yeah, you kind of touched on it with Owen. He loses some of his top targets from last year. Who are some of the guys that have really tried to step up and make sure this offense, hits the ground running on Friday?
Yeah, that's a good question. We're going to be a young receiving corps for the first time probably in 6 or 7 years. Bring back Isaac D. He'll be our senior that led the team in receiving last year. But then we have some young new faces. Derek McCain, a sophomore, will start for us. Wes Somerset, a freshman, will start for us at receiver. We'll have Caden Newest-Wander, a junior who was hurt last year. Ty Lehman and move-in, Manny Suarez. So we have some young guys who are playing receiver, but they're all talented kids and they're all smart kids. And they have Owen coaching them up, so it's going to be exciting to watch those guys.
Defensively, we talked with Connor. Who are some of the guys on that side of the ball who you feel really confident on early on this season?
I thought our defense played really well in the scrimmage. Connor Fear led the way. He's become a really good blitzer. Nose for the ball, a physical downhill guy who, like I said, finds the ball and makes big plays. Colton Bullenbacher back was an all-conference DB for us last year. He's playing strong safety for us. We moved Owen. Owen's going to be a two-way player now, playing free safety. He's got a nose for the ball. He's a ball hawk back there. Isaac D. and Burton Lefevre back at corners. And then we have Clayton Troush, Luke Bauman, and Noah Hunley all starters back from last year too. So we have a lot of two-way players, that's the nature of the beast in a 1A school, which we're fine with, and our kids buy into that. And know if you're a stud here, you're going to play both ways. That's just what it's going to be. So we have about 7 two-way players, and they'll be ready come week 1 hopefully.
You mentioned just some of the youth on this team, but how helpful is it having some of those seniors like Owen that have trying to make sure sure those younger guys are up to speed by the time the games start to count on Friday?
Oh, absolutely. Leadership's everything. We always talk about if you're going to be a bad team, no one's leading. An average team, the coach is leading. If you're going to be a great team, it's got to be the players on the field actually leading. We have that right now. Owen Wanner, Clayton Schross, and Colton Bulbacher are our captains, voted by the team. There's 3 great guys who work their butts off, and the coaches on the field. And those guys know what it takes. They're freshmen on the state team back in 2020. We were state runner-ups. So they've seen the formula it takes kind of to be successful, and they're kind of putting that into practice now, I think. So and the young guys are buying in. So again, this is a fun group to coach, man. They listen, and they're fun to be around. So it's just it's a good time to be here right now.
Absolutely. And only other question for me, Coach, just what do you feel like it's going to take just to make sure you guys hit the ground running come Friday nights and throughout the course of this season?
And this sounds maybe a little generic, but it's blocking and tackling, which the longer I coach, the more I see how important that actually is, the fundamentals. If you can block well and get your guys in space, one-on-one situations, break tackles, and if you can tackle well the other way, you're going to win games. It comes down to the fundamentals, which I didn't know that early in my career. I didn't really follow that as much as I do now, but man, that's everything. So we've been focusing on that big with tackling stations, different blocking drills, but we got to get better as far as fundamentals go and lessen the penalties we have from Friday night. But again, we have an awesome chance to play at one of the best small college facilities on Friday night in Indiana Westland, and a great program at Tipton. So we're excited to go over there. We have hopefully a lot of burn traveling over to Marion. So again, it's going to be an exciting time, and we're ready for week 1.